Hi guys, it's Lana here. Welcome back to Lana Summertime. Now you might have already noticed that the audio is not exactly syncing, and that's because me, in all of my wisdom, I managed to film the first half of this video with the microphone turned off. Yeah, but the makeup turned out so bomb, like it's my favorite makeup ever. So I just wanted to show you this video anyway. So we're gonna do a little bit of a voiceover for right now. So remember to like and subscribe and let's get into it. So right now we're doing this Soft Glam makeup look. I'm obsessed with it. We're starting off with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. And I'm about to be like bang, bang, because I'm gonna show you this amazing tip that I saw on TikTok where you basically go over the top of the setting spray with a setting powder as your first step. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but I'm gonna put this powder onto this big fluffy brush from Masked, and I'm gonna dust that all over my face, and that's gonna just set my face. It's gonna look creamy like butter. I love it so much. It honestly just perfects. I mean, I could leave it like that. I feel like it's already improved. Also, throughout this video, you are gonna see that I'm wearing an acne patch on my chin, and that's just because I'm trying to protect my skin, minimize my breakouts. So don't mind me and my little acne patch. So then you go in with a second round of setting spray and just fan all that out, get it dry. So then I'm actually doing another trick that I've only recently started doing, which is color correcting. So I'm taking the only sort of orangey peachy shade that I have in my makeup collection at the moment, which actually comes from my Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and I'm taking that onto a fluffy-ish brush and I'm running that onto the purple areas of my face, which is primarily my under eye, and I have a little bit like around my chin, and that's just really going to help to color correct. It's going to negate that purple color and get it looking more neutral like the rest of my skin tone. And I'm also taking an anti-redness cream and putting that onto my nose because I do get a bit red on my nose. I'm taking this color correcting concealer from one of my favorite all-time makeup brands, Pacifica. They are vegan and cruelty free. I'm applying that right on top because we want my under eye to look very bright. I don't know who likes the dark under eye. I think it's no one. I'm taking my Kat Von D True Portrait Liquid to Matte Foundation. This is another really interesting product. You need to shake it to wake it, right? You think you're gonna pump it with your finger to get it out. No, you're actually gonna tip it up and you're gonna squeeze it. It's a squeezy tube, it's not glass. And I was shook. This is in the shade Tan, which is 060. And I'm gonna run that all over my face on this flat brush. And then before that seals, because I feel like it does seal quite quickly, then I'm actually gonna go in and buff this out with this big buffing brush from Real Techniques, because I don't want any harsh lines or anything like that. I want this to look natural, and this foundation can do that for you. This looks very natural on the skin. Of course, I'm going to take that onto my chin, my jawline. This is a very buildable foundation, so if you feel like you do have areas like me that I want to cover up more, then just apply another layer afterwards. It doesn't go cakey. I mean, unless you were to apply like 4 or 5 layers, you might start seeing cakiness. So, you know, 2 layers, 3 layers, go for it. I do have some acne scarring and just some dark areas that I would like to have some more coverage. That's when I go ahead and take the Too Faced All in This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Mine is in the shade Warm Beige. I'm going to put this on my dark acne scars on my cheeks, in the corners of my nose because it tends to get a bit redder. I have another technique. I'm full of the techniques and skillful knowledge for you today. So this little technique that I have for you is such a game changer when it comes to base makeup. So instead of trying to blend out your concealer with a big fluffy brush or trying to blend it out at all, what I've started doing is just taking a small cream shader brush like this one from Isle Makiage. This is the 188, and instead of just trying to blend this away and blend it into the rest of my skin, I'm actually going to use this tiny little brush just to push this into my skin, and I'm just dispersing it in a very controlled area just to make sure that I do get that full coverage in that area rather than just spreading it across my face and just not really getting the most out of the concealer that I could do. That's another little tip that I actually learned from Edward Avila that he learned from Korean makeup artists. So you see, I'm actually just going to push this into the areas of concern and just disperse it that way instead of just trying to blend it out and make it vanish like I never even put it on in the first place. It gives so much more coverage. If I feel like it's necessary, I will go in afterwards with a big buffing brush and just make sure that everything does look smooth and complete and together. I'm going in with another touch of foundation. This is another tube of True Portrait by KVD Beauty. I love them because they're vegan, cruelty-free makeup brands, and I love this foundation. It's so good, and they have got multiple shade ranges that fit my multiply shaded face. So this one's slightly lighter. It's the shade medium and it's 051. And I'm just going to put some of this on the center of my face now, just to brighten up this whole area, because I'm trying not to rely on highlighter in this look, because this is going to be a soft glam. I want any highlight, any contour to be very soft. So I'm just taking that slightly lighter shade of foundation and brightening the center of my face. And of course I'm going to finish it up with some setting spray. I use like 5 rounds of setting spray in my makeup routine. You're going to see plenty more setting spray than this. Oh, and more powder too. So again, the RCMA no color original powder. I'm putting it on my under eye because we are going to do quite a lot of eyeshadow. So I like to have just a good amount of powder underneath my eye, just so that we can brush all of that away along with any fallout from the eyeshadow. And I just like to pack that into the sides of my nose to reduce the shine around the corners of my mouth, on my big old forehead. Okay, so now we're going to do some contour. I'm taking the Sassy palette from Moulac. It's another vegan cruelty-free brand. I will have them linked in the description box. And also remember to like this video if you want to see a full face of makeup using only vegan cruelty-free products. I think that this video might only be vegan cruelty-free. I'm just not entirely sure, so I don't want to call it that. But if you want to see one that's dedicated vegan cruelty-free, then like this video. So this is a contour palette. Well, it's a cheek palette. You see, it has a contour, it has a blush, and it has a highlight. That blush is too dark for me. And the highlight we're not using in today's video because it's going to be too strong. So let's just take some of that contour onto a tapered brush. So the brushes that I'm using right here are from a VT Cosmetics and BTS collaboration. I actually made a whole dedicated video to some VT Cosmetics products. I'll put it in the little eye in the corner of the screen right now. But for any armies out there who would like to get their hands on some BTS makeup, then I've reviewed it for you, so you can go and have a look at that. So anyway, I'm just going to brush this across the sides of my huge potato forehead. I'm also just going to not carve, because I feel like carve is a bit of a hard word and this is a very soft look. So we're just going to gently caress the sides of our face, the bottom of our chin, our forehead, just to give us some soft dimension and a bit of a candlelit glow. You see, very soft. This is soft glam. So we're not doing any deep contour, and like I said, that blush is too dark. So we're going elsewhere for our blush today. Blush, look at this. This is from CYO, Kyo. Let me know how you guys say it. I don't ever say it out loud. I think in my head I'm saying like Kyo. So it's actually a liquid pigment. I guess you can use it on your lips, eyes. So I'm actually gonna dab it onto my cheeks, and it's this lovely rosy color. I love liquid pigments because they just have this ability to look so luminescent and so soft, and if it's the right shade and the right tone for you, then it just looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to tap that in to kind of disperse it a bit, but then I'm also going to follow up with this little stippling brush. I like to just disperse it with one of those, and it has this very subtle kind of glow to it, so I feel like I'm already starting to look a bit rosier, but I would like to just add a bit more depth of color to that. So I'm going in with a KVD blush. This is in the shade Foxglove. It's one of their everlasting blushes, and I'm going to take that onto another Beauty Cosmetics brush, and I'm just going to sweep that across the tops of my cheekbones, sort of down to the apples of my cheeks. But I learned another trick to kind of apply blush higher than what we were taught when we were younger. Everybody used to say to the apples of your cheeks, which is kind of low, and it can kind of make it look like your cheeks are sagging a bit if that's where you're putting the focus of your cheek products. But if you just lift them up, then you can give the appearance of a lifted face. Okay, and then if you feel like you're not done and you want a little bit more shimmer, then I'm taking this Dear Dahlia blush. If you guys haven't tried Dear Dahlia products, then you are missing out because they are so beautiful and quaint. Everything comes in this very beautiful marble kind of packaging, and it has this kind of weight to it. It feels really high quality, and it opens up nicely. It has this rose gold trim around it, this very shiny mirror. You know, like some mirrors are just kind of rubbish, but this is a good one, and it's just this really cute shade. It's perfect for my skin tone, so if your skin tone is like mine, then it's going to work really well for you. And it has these tiny little gold specks which just offer a really nice little shimmer if that's what you're looking for, especially in a soft glam look where you don't really want to be using harsh highlighters. I'm taking that onto a little highlighter brush, and I'm just going to dust that onto the tops of my cheeks, going out towards the side of my face. But it's very subtle, but you guys can see that there, right? You can see that. It's cute or whatever. So I'm just going to sweep just a tiny bit bit more powder over my face just to make sure things do look creamy and buttery. And then I'm going to take this little detailer brush and I'm going to put powder right onto the center of my nose because I'm essentially baking my nose to contour it right now. I'm not actually the best at contouring my nose, and I don't really care too much about contouring my nose. I don't think it's the most important thing about a makeup look. So I'm also taking that onto the sides of my nostrils because obviously we don't want to look like we have nostrils. We want to look like a snake or something. I don't know. Look at this! This is more Dear Dahlia products. So this is an eyebrow pencil. Mine is in the shade Ash Brown. It also has this little sculptor on the end. So I'm actually just going to brush my brows up with that so that I know where I'm going to start drawing hairs on. So once I feel like they're in the right position, I'm just going to go in and start filling in the sparse areas. I kind of do change the shape of my brows quite a bit because I like them to look a little bit lifted in the corner. Otherwise I can start to look a bit like a sad puppy. And then I take another secret weapon, the Got to Be Glued Ultra Glued styling gel. This is what I use for weeks. So I learned this trick from a friend. Her eyebrows looked absolutely amazing, and I asked her what she had on her brows, expecting her to say some sort of like brow styling product. She said the Got to Be Glued Ultra Styling Gel, and I was like, girl, because I have that at home. I use it on wigs. So naturally I went straight home, got it out of my cupboard, started using that immediately. Had the best results for my eyebrows of my life. It actually held my stubborn brows down. So all you need to do is just squeeze that onto a spoolie. A spoolie? Is it called a spoolie? All you need to do is squeeze that onto a spoolie and just start applying it to your brows. Brush it through, shape them into whatever shape you want them to be in because it will stay, and then just kind of squash it down with your finger just to make sure it does stay, and that's it. Your brows will never be the same again. You do kind of want to make sure you don't have a lot of makeup around your eyebrows at the time because this will pick up any makeup, move it around, you'll end up with concealer caked onto your eyebrows and that kind of thing. So then I take a little bit of eyeshadow and I just finish up my brows, and that's me done on the brown front. Oh no, wait, no it's not. Then I take some concealer, a tiny bit of concealer, onto a little concealer brush, and I just go and tidy up the edges, just brighten, give my eyebrows a little halo, seeing as they look like angels now. But bear in mind guys, this is a tiny bit of concealer because I'm not trying to have any sort of Instagram eyebrows today. So then I'm taking that same Pacifica concealer, just brightening my eye area and prepping it for some serious eyeshadow action. This is the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. It's a complexion inspired eyeshadow palette. So I thought it would be perfect for this look because Soft Glam is all about these nude tones, but whatever color you choose should be very soft and low contrast because that's the whole point of Soft Glam. The first shade that I'm putting onto my brush is called Seashell. It's the second lightest matte shade in this palette. So I'm actually taking that into my crease shade. You thought that was going to be light. It looks light in the pan, but I'm taking that onto my crease for a little bit of shadow. I think it's a perfect crease shade. I made a big mistake for a long while of trying to put darker shades in my crease and it just didn't work for me. So this one is great. It just looks really natural. So then I'm looking for something just to darken up towards the outer corners. I'm not going to take the next shade in this palette, which is Nude. I feel like this one takes quite a drastic shift towards being a cool tone. I'm not taking pinks today. And then the next brown is called Maple, and that's far too dark. I wish that I could show you all one palette, but I'm really just trying to perfect this and get the perfect shades. So this is the Cali palette from Moulac, another vegan cruelty-free brand, and they have this shade right here which is Bullet, which seems to be the perfect shade down from Seashell from the Too Faced palette. It's almost the exact same color, just a shade or two down, which means that it's perfect for just putting into my outer corner. It just blends amazingly well. It looks really natural on my skin tone. So if you're somebody like me, then these colors are going to be perfect for you. Okay, then on my inner corner, I'm going to take this little eyeshadow brush and I'm going to take this very pale pink, almost white, and I'm going to put that on my inner corners and across to the middle of my lid. And I'm taking that quite high just to kind of create the illusion that my eyelid is a bit higher than it actually is. I've got very small eyelids, but if you just create illusions, it works very well. So I want a bit of shimmer on that lighter color. So I'm going to take Glistening Snow from the Too Faced and I'm just going to dust that on top of the white. And then this is when I went back to the Too Faced palette and I started started to take the two darkest shades in that palette to darken out the outer corner. So I'm taking Cocoa and I'm putting that onto a tapered brush. Like, this brush is kind of diagonal and it's really useful for blending eyeshadows to the outer corner and taking them out and making them look perfect. So then I'm taking a flat skinny brush and I've dipped it into Truffle, which is actually the darkest matte in the Too Faced Born This Way palette, and I'm using that to create a wing. And the reason I wanted to use a powder to create a wing is because I can fluff it out, I can smoke it out, and it's going to look very, very soft. I'm going to go in with the shade just a little bit lighter and just blend it into the rest of the eyeshadow slightly. Then I'm taking a brown eyeliner pen and I'm just going to elongate my eye in the inner corner. Just helps to give that kind of fox eye, which I love in a Soft Glam so much. I'm using some Isle Maquillage mascara and I've applied some lashes. These are some Huda Beauty lashes. So in a Soft Glam makeup look, we're trying to keep everything soft, which means avoiding high contrast or super bright bold lips. So I'm going to go with a nude and I'm just going to line my lips with a nude to make sure that we get that definition in the lips without having to be too bright and too bold. So I'm using the Revlon Color Stay lip liner in the shade Nude, and I've only just discovered that this was the shade Nude. I didn't know that before, which is really surprising actually, because usually you would find in mainstream products that their nudes is not my nude. I'm using that just to gently line my lips. I am taking this opportunity to overline slightly. I didn't even know I had this, and look how much of a difference it makes. I will never forget. So then for the rest of my lips, I'm actually taking a Velvet Kiss moisturizing lip cream from Collection, which is basically a dupe for the NYX lip creams. What were they called? I can't remember. Which were basically a dupe for something else. So this is like a super dupe, but it looks like this, and it's a perfect match for this nude lip liner. And guess what time it is? It's setting spray time. Ready, set, spray. Jeez. I know I said I wasn't going to use any highlighter, but hear me out. Let me just use a little bit on my nose. This is the Dolls Beauty Doll. Is there a lot of dolls in the title? This is the Doll Light by Doll Beauty. Okay, and that's everything from me. Handing over to real-time Lana because the audio kicked back in. Yay!
I didn't mention that at the start, but I feel like I'm probably going to call this video an everyday makeup Soft Glam look because it's just so cute. I'm actually going to stick a little bit of gloss on top of my lips because I just like it. I feel like a little bit isn't going to hurt. There we go, just a tiny bit, just because I felt like it was a bit too matte for what I wanted. Also, just going to finish up my eyes with some white eyeliner on my bottom waterline because, I don't know, I just seen everybody doing that for this Soft Glam look and I thought, well, if that's what the look is, then I may as well finish that off. And you tell me if you think it finishes off the look. I think yes. Okay, now I've definitely got to do something with this hair because I told you guys this was a makeup and hair look and I'm definitely not going to leave it like this. So what are we going to do? Half up, half down, baby. Yes. It's time to start the hair. This is one of my scrunchies, by the way, from my brand. This is a headshie from headshiehair.com. So I'm going to part a little bit of my hair here at the front because I'm going to do a bit of a side sweep, half up, half down. So I'm going to take my hair for a half up, half down. So I usually take my hair from about here. I don't actually take the whole of the back section. I don't take it like from here. I take it from about here so that I have a lot at the bottom. So you have it here. It's kind of like a half moon going the whole way around your head, like a semicircle. And then I'm going to take all of that up. I'm actually going to spray my hair wet. And I'm going to take this brush, which is by Lee Stafford, and I'm going to start brushing that up in a straight line, like this. And I'm actually going to secure that with a little satin scrunchie like this. This is from my brand, which is at hedgyhair.com. So I do all satin hair accessories. They're perfect for curly hair, to avoid breakage, avoid kinks, all of that good stuff. So this is one of the mini ones. It comes in a multi-pack of all different colours. So I'm going to use that here because I don't want like a big chunky scrunchie here. I want this to look like quite sleek and sophisticated, keeping with that soft glam look. I might switch it out for a pink one, I'm not sure. But I'm actually not tying this like as tightly as it will go yet because I still need to fix up all of the rest of the hair right here. So I'm going to take some edge control. This is the ORS Manoy Oil Edge Control Hair Gel. So it's anti-breakage, which is good if you don't want to start developing more baby hairs than what you have naturally. Because, you know, sometimes we don't even know if they're really baby hairs. Sometimes they're just breakage. But, you know, same difference. I am you. You are me. We are breakage twins. So I'm going to take some of that. It's this yellow color and it actually smells really sweet, so I really like it. I'm gonna put this all, not just on my edges, but on the whole style because I want all of this to look sleek. We're gonna put this everywhere so that it doesn't budge. I remember Ariana Grande does it like this. Sticks a little bit. You do on this side too. That same motion, just bring it all down. So I'm going to take it down from its hair tie and just smooth it all out once more. I'm using this satin hair tie, by the way, not only because satin is the best thing to use on your hair, but also because this hairstyle does need your hair to be tied quite tight, and I don't want this to be causing any breakage around the hair tie. So just use the softest thing that you can, and in this case, it's a satin hair scrunchie. And try not to create any kinks, which is almost impossible. Oh, got kinks. I'm definitely going to go and wet this again because it's just going to look a whole bunch more sleek if it's wet. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so that's wet. So I'm going to go in with some ORS Smooth and Whole Pudding. You guys don't need this, but I feel like it's going to help me on this step. So I'm just going to take a little bit because this just kind of helps smooth your hair down and hold it in the position that you're holding it in. So I want it to wrap all the way around. I'm gonna put that here, flatten that down, there. And that's gonna come all the way down to the bottom of my hair, way back. I'm clipping it right at the back, underneath all of my hair. You might need to use a few clips to keep it as tight as you want it. You can let all of this down now. Just make sure it's smooth. I mean, it's not going to get much smoother than that, is it? Okay, with these top curls, I'm feeling like I want to add in some flexi rods or something because I just want them to look perfect, and this to me is not looking perfect enough. I've just selected just a few areas that I want to add flexi rods to just because the curls were maybe just had been pulled out and were a bit frizzy and stuff. So I'm going to take some of this and I'm just going to run that on the curl. Not too much because it is just such a small piece of hair. I'm going to take a flexi rod. Just wrap it around. Some more smooth and hold. Hey, so I've been waiting for my thingies. I've been waiting for my flexi rods to dry and I think that they should be done. So I'm gonna try to unravel them. Let's go with the first one. Hopefully it's dry. Is it? No, it's not. But do? Oh, it's a bit floppy. Oh, this smaller one should be done. Woohoo, it's done and it looks cute. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Love it. I'm still not sure if I should change the colour of my scrunchie to one that you can actually see. Seeing as this, no, I feel like pink is too pink. Not this colour. I don't know. We'll just leave it as black for now. This could really be the best makeup that I've ever done. Now, as you guys know, we are currently in quarantine, which means I have got absolutely nowhere to go. So for me, it looks like a hot date with TikTok and Instagram stories. But for the rest of you, I hope you have a lovely day, lovely evening. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please thumbs it up if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like makeup looks on my channel and if you think I should do more. Or just leave a comment of whatever you feel like in the comment section, because it all helps with the algorithm. It helps people to see this video, which is of course really important to me. Please also subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications. Also get me on Instagram for all of the blessings and the breakdowns, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!